Good evening, everyone. Everything is working. How is everyone doing? Well, everyone. So far, not many of you, but I do expect at least a couple of familiar faces to show up on stream tonight. This evening, tonight. Well, it depends on where you are. Ooh, that's one familiar face. I'm sure you missed me, huh? Oh, what a busy period it. Stop. Try again. What a busy period it has been. See, I am unable to even vocalize what I'm trying to say. And it's gonna take me a moment to regroup and realize what I'm doing, because I have not played the save since the last stream, guys, which was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was it? I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I know where I am, but I'm not necessarily in any like understanding of like what's my current situation. And I'll need some time to get myself organized. Your brain is scrambled too? Well, that's reassuring. That it's not only me. My brain was pretty good for the most part. Very long day at work. Started at 9, finished at 7, which is 10 hours actually, if you do the math. But it's good. I always say that it's better to have too much work than to be unemployed. But anyways, just to set the stage properly, we are in Ekron right now. Let me just fix my camera a bit so you can see my ugly face a bit better. Yeah, like this. We are in Ekron with the sole purpose of finding as many books as possible. My main challenge in the previous streams with this character was food, and the fact that I barely had any. But now I actually have some, thanks to a suggestion to actually explore this area. Let me bring up the map. So essentially, just to like, yeah, I am in P heaven, exactly. Not to mispronounce with P. Anyway, this is Ekron, obviously, over here. This is the Ekron Community Center, and I am here with this lovely farmhouse with tons and tons of peas, which I kept on eating for the past day and a half, and at least I'm not hungry anymore. I'm still losing weight, but at least I'm not hungry. We did find the Electrical 1 skill book. We also found the Butchering book, which is not bad. There are, however, multiple other books, or at least I hope there are multiple other books in the community center that I really want. And that's gonna be my goal for today. I did do a bit of pre-work, you might say. Malfater, first of all, thank you for joining the channel. That's pretty wild, especially that it almost never happens off stream. I do not want to do that. I do not want to imagine that. I think peas are generally good for you. Well, they're green. I would imagine any greens are good. But anyways, my plan is to get into the Ekron Community Center. I think my car disappeared, by the way. Because I had a quick look outside through the window. And I can see my trailer parked in front. But if those of you that watched the previous streams of this series... Oh, the car is here. Okay, it was just obviously not visible through the window. Okay, that's good. I subscribed to finish the Ark series. I spent 12 hours yesterday working on the episodes. So essentially my entire Sunday was just playing the Ark, getting frustrated, and just making episodes and uploading them to YouTube. I guess you like the series then, apparently. Well, I must say that it's true. I've gotten completely hooked on the Ark to a point that it feels a bit weird, like playing regular Zomboid. It's gotta probably take a moment to get used to it again. But if you haven't checked the Ark, it's really nice. But it's also very challenging and frustrating. But we are now outside of the Ark. This is regular Zomboid, and this is Extinction level difficulty. With one small caveat. This is Extinction level difficulty that was started in 42.16. So there are no sprinters during daytime. Now, if you would be playing Extinction right now, you would also have sprinters during the day. I thankfully have sprinters only during the night, which makes it a bit more manageable. And our character Brian over here, he's been alive for an hour, 1 month, an hour, great success, for a month and almost a full week, which is quite long. It's my second longest surviving character that I've played on stream. Watching Ark feels weird. Well, the thing is, you can give me input, but it will just spoil the surprises. So if you don't give me any input, this way, if I do something stupid, or if I, you know, like run into some sort of a dead end, we can all laugh at it. And if you give me spoilers, Blight, good evening to you. If you give me spoilers, then obviously I will know what to avoid. Now, the last time I played this, I wanted to check out that trailer park for some extra food supplies. I remember that there was a lot of zombies and there was also an alarm triggered. Oh, the sprinters are still alive, look. Yeah, bad idea, you know what? There's probably nothing of value in that trailer anyway. One thing that I am actually quite happy with is that there are no sprinters in the Ark, because that would be... It's difficult the way it is, with the population and everything. But if there were sprinters on top of that, that would be really, really difficult. So, what you guys been up to? I mean, my Zomboid adventures were very monochromatic over the past few days. But I also must say, it's been pretty insane the way that, you know, you guys enjoyed the series. For context, I did have a different series, kind of like a role play. 9 months ago, it was barely getting 100 views per episode. Oh, apologies for the dog. Hold on, let me pause for a moment. I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, should be fine now. He already expressed dissatisfaction with the fact that my wife came back home from work. Still enjoying my paid time off. That's a fun thing, isn't it? A paid time off. No need to apologize for a dog being a dog. True, that is a very fair statement. The problem is he's just so freaking annoying from time to time. Well, from time to time. I'm being very generous. He's really annoying most of the time. Dual filter, good evening to you. I'm on to the third kind of square for the blanket. It wasn't fun without the stream. So now you're putting pressure on me because that means your blanket making is suffering because I don't stream. Putting me on the spot there. The dog is actually doing what he is supposed to do. That's also true. I mean, that's the nature of the dog. Alright. I'm gonna head back now towards the Ekron Community Center just to scout out the situation because I don't really remember the state that I left it in. Also, I have not been there for 2 or 3 days at least, so I could expect some migration happening. And actually this whole trip to Ekron, I've done it for the sole purpose of leveling up electrical. Which I think is trending in the right direction, yeah. 40% through level 2. Bless you. Maybe some of the bodies already managed to decompose. Yeah, one more thing that I really would like to find is like a gas mask. Now playing the Ark, I kind of gotten used to the fact that I don't need to worry about the odor. Because you're essentially just wearing a mask at all times, otherwise you'll get radiated and die. So I do have to keep in mind that like I can still get corpse sickness. I've put up a poll on today's stream. I just wanted to see how viral this specific charity event that was taking place in Poland over the past few weeks was. There's a metalworking shop. It is, yeah, I know there is. And remember, we actually were next to the gas station. And there were plenty of zombies there. I almost managed to even like get inside the gas station, but then an alarm was triggered and it migrated some zombies in that area. So I might actually go back there, and I think the metalworking shop is also in that general direction. Again, I've been mentioning that in the previous streams, but for those of you who are here for the first time, Ekron is not really a place that I would be really familiar with. I mean, I can fairly confidently place it on the map. I know that there is a train going through the middle of the town. I know where the kind of a commercial area of the town also is. But specific store locations, don't ask me because I wouldn't know. Actually, no, I haven't been using that tool at all. I'm using like a very, very basic video editing tool, which is called Shotcut. And it's not great. I've just gotten really used to it. And between us guys, I would love to have a video editor who would do all these things for me. But I still cannot afford one. One thing I want to check is the condition of my boots, because random tip for the day, do pay attention to the condition of your boots, because it becomes really frustrating when you're in the middle of something and all of a sudden turns out your boots are just completely broke down and you're starting to walk barefoot. You step on something, you damage your foot, and you start limping. Not great. And there is, you know, no warning, no nothing that would give you a heads up that your boot is about to fail. Oh, you little. That would happen to me way too many times with the boots. So I am speaking from my own experience. I need water. Is that a hiking bag? No, that's just a regular backpack. I thought there for a moment that maybe that's like a survivor, but no. Now, had that been a survivor, that would imply some, potentially some, you know, like canned food. But this guy only had a comic book. Now, I'm not gonna be eating comic books. I'm really thirsty. I wanted to grab some water in this house over here. Well, it's not great, but it is water, isn't it? Drinking from the toilet. So many. I want to check out the gas station, you know? Maybe they did spread out a little bit or something. Oh. I still have plenty of fuel. I do have 2 jerry cans filled with gasoline, so gas is not an issue. And I think you guys were mentioning that there is this metal working shop somewhere in this direction. Oh, shotgun. Yeah, look at this. So the gas station is completely... Ooh, whoa! Whoa! What the hell? What is this? It's like a concert or something. How many kills? 913. This is just this requires, I don't know, explosives or fire. Just not even a chance. This is the outside of the community center. Okay, and it's not looking great, but it's also not that bad. God, I hate backing up with a trailer. It's so awkward. Okay, I'll see if I can kill some. Kaboom! Yeah, I actually do have a pipe bomb in the trailer, but just one. So it would only work if I would be able to really load all of them into a single location, and you know, like a really accurate throw. Oh, come on. I must say he's pretty good in terms of, you know, enduring long and extensive combat sequences. So normally I'm just barely starting to be tired. Now the build is really good for melee, especially blunt melee, so I'm quite happy with the way that I've set up the character here. I'm starting to be nauseous again. Yeah, no wonder, it must smell horribly here. Is the fenced area at the center an option to concentrate them? Well, I would probably need to do a lot of, you know, dancing around them and trying to draw them to a specific location. Now, my preferable solution would be to just find a fire truck or like a squad car and just, you know, turn on the sirens and just give it 2 hours. I'm gonna make mac and cheese. The type of food I would probably never eat myself. I don't get that. If you're from the States, I apologize. I don't really understand the hype around mac and cheese. It's beyond me. It's just basic pasta with some cheap, low quality cheese. Maybe there is something that I'm missing. Like, let me know. But it just doesn't seem like something that's worth all the hype. How dare you? Like I said, I'm sorry. Then again, yeah, I'm saying like mac and cheese is not decent, but it's not really a thing. But it used to be semi-viral because of Iga Świątek, the tennis player. For those of you who don't know who Iga Świątek is, it used to be semi-viral that she had pasta with strawberries. And supposedly it's something that people in Poland eat, which is basically just pasta with some cream, like heavy cream and strawberries. Fact is, people do eat that. But it's not something that you would eat every Tuesday, okay? It's people eat it on a, let's just say very few people eat it, and when they do, it's not, even we say that's not a good idea. It's lazy. Yeah, lazy man's food. I get it. So it's probably the same category as, for example, ramen noodles. And by ramen noodles, so I just don't offend anyone, I mean those instant noodles, not like a legit ramen. Okay, I need to find some wood to start up the barbecue to cook my mac and cheese. But unfortunately, there are no logs here. Okay, I can burn the steak. Oh! My goodness, they are really active, those zombies. It's again in the trailer park over there. Alright, I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm just gonna chop like a small tree. It tastes the same, so it's safe. Same thing with McDonald's, essentially. You're kind of guaranteed to get pretty much the same thing. So if you know, if I'm forced to eat something and I don't have anything cooked or anything, I tend to go for pre-cooked meals, but I would go for like legit meals. So just to give you some context, I ate pre-cooked rolled cabbages today. Or like not rolled cabbages, called cabbage rolls. Very Polish, by the way. And they're actually pretty decent. They're low-key decent, even though you get them from like a regular store. It's still absolutely edible. Not feeling too good. Cannot blame you. Yep, like quick pasta is amazing. You can like really cook up a very decent pasta in under 20 minutes with very limited ingredients. It's one of cool things about pasta is that it's very It's quick, easy, and usually it tastes good. Why am I so tired already? It's well past your bed. Ah, right, I remember, because this character has this wonky sleep schedule. Okay, I'm going to have a nap. Because why not? The other way around, bro. Oh, I thought it would be safe here. Well, okay. I'm gonna take a nap in the other house then. Holy shit, they open doors. Skillful. Not skillful. Skilled is the word I was looking for. Oh, I'm very tired already. Like, super tired. I should normally kill them easy, but... Oh, look! There's even more. Doesn't look good. Yeah, that's true. Like, some of them can open doors. You just have to... Like, I wasn't expecting this, right? It was... unexpected. Good evening, Hawkingo. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I think this house should be safe. Far enough. Doesn't smell bad. Yeah, I can deal with this. Alarm clock. No, more than that. Do you guys remember if I checked the basement over here? I think I did. I don't remember. Yep, nothing of value. So what's there? If I just continue down the broad street, what's over here? Is it like a residential area also? I think it is a residential area, isn't it? Because maybe if all those zombies went to the trailer park, I could just proceed on foot and see what's there. More and more familiar faces are joining. Hello, guys. I'm gonna have a look while it's still not too late. I do remember about the sprinters though, so... Oh. Hmm. I don't know. Looks fishy, does it? Nice two-story farmhouses on the left. And a garden you tried to get me to. So definitely worth going there. You can press Q to quickly loot. I can press Q because you know what? In my keyboard setup, Q is basically attacking the ground. Huh? Yeah, Q, in my keybinds, Q is force ground attack. Which, if you're a Project Zomboid player and you do not have the force ground attack mapped somewhere to have easy access to it, you're playing the game the wrong way. What's the meal? Tell us. I wonder how quickly I'm gonna level up Blunt to 10. Oh shit! I thought I got it. I was sure I heard the, you know, the specific noise of a dying zombie. You haven't seen a close call. I think in episode 7 I had such a close call. I have it on video, of course, and it's part of the episode. But once you see that, you would be amazed at the fact that I actually survived that. It's the kind of a close call that defies all logic and should not have happened. Pasta with village beef pot roast. Okay, that sounds delicious. We were actually discussing various pasta types before. I think this one wins out of the options that were discussed. Then again, the options that were discussed were mac and cheese and pasta with strawberries. So let's just say the bar wasn't too high. Hey, Mignok. Would I be able to check out this first trailer? I think I would. I don't cook, I boil. I mean, essentially, you know, that's also cooking, isn't it? I think that qualifies. Nah, don't like this. And I am in no rush. There's plenty of... Whoa! Where did these guys come from? Ah, those are the ones that were following me earlier. This was a very tough cookie, this zombie. I should be able to drown them in the pool, like in The Sims. Throw them in the pool and remove the ladder. Another tough one. Yeah, sprinter time is coming. Yeah, I'm gonna be hiding because it's late. They're close already, so I am not able to sleep. Oh, the window. I left the window open, look. Again and again and again. Why not Ark? Because, now that's gonna draw all of them away. Why not Ark? Because it's not Ark time. Sprinters. Streams are streams, and Ark is Ark. Two different things. Besides, we could not leave Brian's story unfinished, right? Ah, okay, I do have masks. I just forgot about the fact that I do have masks. See, that's what happens when you haven't played for a while. Like a particular playthrough. You discover new things. But what I would like to learn is how to make your own filters. Okay, a lot of different items is needed. And even if I would craft them, they wouldn't fit in this type of a mask. See, respirator filters and recharged respirator filters. Gas mask filter crafted. I need to read this because I have never made these myself. So this makes crafted filters. And if I have crafted filters, that's the same thing. I don't get it. Okay, never mind. Irrelevant. Goldbarren, Goldklumpen. Goldklumpen, Goldbarren. Exactly, baby. Das ist scheiße, chat. Oh boy, yeah. One of my favorite all-time clips from any kind of a streamer. Like, you don't need to understand German to understand the entire dialogue. Let's see when he wakes up. I want to check out those houses that you were mentioning. Hopefully he will wake up around 6 a.m. Ah, even better. 7 a.m. Lovely. Lovely stuff. About the time I would normally wake up myself. Well, actually not me. My dogs would wake me up. Those of you that have dogs probably know that they are more accurate than the most accurate clock. I always laugh that you can set that Greenwich time based on my dog's hunger cycle. Okay, let's see those farmhouses. I think this one's gonna jump over first. Well, beta blockers. So I would assume this is the farmhouse, right? Because I see a mailbox over here. Oh, look at this. It's all dead. Blooming common mallow. Is that edible? What is common mallow? It looks nice, but I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, it's an herb. Used to treat symptoms of flu. Brilliant. What a lovely house. It's a flower herb, yeah. Hold on, I want to Google it to know what it is in my language because I don't know. Okay, in Polish it's called ślaz zaniedbany. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. But I think I've seen it before. Malva neglecta. That's why it's called zaniedbane. What's the weather like for you guys? Like IRL, meaning like my weather outside? I don't know because I haven't been outside my entire day. Apart from like very morning when I was just walking my dogs. I literally was glued to my computer for the whole day. But I think it was fairly decent today. We had snow yesterday. It's not like it wasn't like snowfall. It was just like an intense rainstorm with some hail, and in some parts of Poland there was snow. Mind you, it's almost May. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it wasn't snowing in a sense that it wasn't like heavy snowfall, but the ground was covered with like white flakes. I see you are in a good mood, baby. Kind of, sort of. Would you like to join? Oh, look, another mask. Shall we play together? You have work? Yo, my wife is working so hard. I am super proud of her. She's like absolutely incredible. Macaroni! More mac and cheese, okay. I'm grabbing all the food. Anything which is essentially edible, I'm taking with me. I'm gonna put it in the trailer and it's gonna wait there for better days. Nice and sunny. I even did a big water change on the pond. Water change on the pond. Sounds really nice. It was the first day today that like I wore again. Today was the first day I wore shorts and a shirt the entire day. Mind you, I can't stand the cold. So we already had this. So like I already had days when it was warm enough to wear shorts and stuff. I think I even wore shorts on Saturday when I was walking my dogs. Yes, I just drank a carton of chocolate milk and I chased it with a pickle. Don't judge me. Glue? Glue is needed for the filters. I'm not gonna be making any. Let's see what's upstairs. This house is really dark though. And it's like, is it broken? What's up with this? This looks broken, right? There should looks like there is no floor over here. What is this? This I will read. So the thing is, we don't really get snow at this period of the year. It's really uncommon, and again, it was more like just white rain. Ooh. Okay, let's check this out. What do we have here? We have nothing. Babe, yes, thank you. This house looks weird. I don't understand the layout. Like I'm not entirely sure. It feels like there is no floor here. I don't know how to get to that last bedroom. I'm afraid. Should I continue? Okay, you know what? I'm going to continue. Oh boy. I'm lucky I didn't die. And I'm also lucky I didn't break anything. Who designs houses like this? Clearly something was, like, seriously wrong with this place. What is this? This is an inflatable pillow. For the purpose of making your butt hurtless. Hmm? Nie słyszę. More are coming, guys. This one has something stuck in the heart, and it's not me. Okay, so I must say that was interesting with that floor that just decided that like wasn't there. It was there, and then all of a sudden it wasn't there. Speaking of chocolates, I'm gonna eat one. And another one on the other side of the road. That's nice. Yeah, there should be, because there was a bedroom on the first floor, which was basically inaccessible because there was no floor. I mean, I was lucky I didn't die. I really wonder how these things happen. I mean, aren't these houses pre-built? Yikes. There was a duffel bag. With a lunchbox inside. And the lunchbox has cookies! Well, one cookie, okay. Still, it's a cookie. Which message? The one about drinking vodka, or which one? It's not it's not spamming, by the way. Oh. Keep in mind that every single chat is essentially helping out the stream, so like feel free to chat at will. And it's also fun to interact. I have something to read. You know, the more you distract me, the higher the chance that I'm gonna die in some sort of a stupid way. Keep those chats coming. That's the whole point. Jeez. You just keep on coming. Both of the houses have chicken coops. Now, there are houses like behind me that also supposedly have chicken coops, but no chickens. You could try standing, touching the fence with your back. The zombies go through you, you shove them. Are you sure that's safe? Because it sounds like something that could be potentially super dangerous. I mean, I could test it out, but not... Who is Kasia? I don't care. No i super. Try it with a single zombie. Only takes a tiny bit. So, hold on. Are you telling me that you have to stand with your back? So, the thing is, the zombie is on the other side, right? That's what you're telling me. And instead of facing it and waiting for it to come, I should actually stand like this and wait for it to jump over the fence and land at my feet? Or am I... Like, or is it like a different strategy? Does chicken die when the game goes longer? Technically, all the animals can die. The way that it works is that, like, the animals, they feed off the grass. So if there is enough, you stand sideways. Well, I would need to practice that before I do it. Generally, when there is no, like, regular food, then they would just eat grass. And if there is less grass than there is animals in an area where the grass grows, then technically, yeah, but... That's the theory. I've never really had a chance to, like, test it. You know what's actually quite fun is that this was supposed to be a base building, man cave design. Oh, hello. This was supposed to be like a base building save, right? I was supposed to... Whoa, jeez! Came out of nowhere! I was supposed to build a cool base in Echo Creek. And it turned into more of a nomadic playstyle. I'm just going from a place to place, eating everything there is to eat, exploring everything there is to explore. I almost got bitten over there. Really close. I think that was enough. The reason I wait with your back against the fence is that you are as close to it as possible, so you can't miss it. Yeah, and they also that's also a good point about the chicken coop. I've lost so many chicken families because I wasn't really paying attention to the dirtiness of the hutch. That's also a simple way to lose the entire chicken family. You have to really remember about that. Which is annoying because they tend to, like, do a lot of mess quite quickly. Crisps. No, I would rather have cookies actually. If you're making tea, then I would prefer a cookie. A cookie. It's gonna be sprinter time soon, so I don't think I'm gonna be going out anymore today. I'll just wait till the morning. Yeah, please do. If you can do that, if you can like do an example, just post it on Discord because I want to see. I wasn't like familiar with this technique. Cookies. Thank you. I'm gonna sleep upstairs just to be safe. Do I have nails? I don't. I could build flooring, yeah, actually. The thing is, if I would build flooring, I would build it for the sole purpose of just getting here. And into the... It's probably a second bathroom and like a small closet. Chances are there isn't anything worth really the effort there. Lots of meta events, actually. I'm not sure if this is just a subjective feeling or something, but every other day there's some noise. I'm not sure if this is like the design or just a coincidence. It just feels like there's more meta events than I'm normally used to. I'm carrying so much dead weight with me. Always one of my problems. I carry things I shouldn't, and it's just tiring out my character. Let me get myself a bit better organized. A spare crowbar, a baseball bat. Yeah, all very important things, but like I don't necessarily need to carry them with me at all times. Just gonna store them in the car. Ah, okay. Oh, okay, there is still some space in the car. Much better. Instant improvement. Okay, the house on the other side. It's gonna break soon. Is it actually bordering the fire station? Ooh. So, well, hello. Oh, you cheeky little bastard. Whoa, and another one. I'm gonna check this house then, and then I'm gonna head back because I want to see the status of the fire station. Thank you. Alright. The big house borders the fire station in the center. You mean... Oh, because this is the fire station. So... basically it's not that far away. And I think this is the main entrance because over here there is a fence. Okay, so let me check this house first. Since I already invested time and energy in getting rid of the like previous owners. I am so hungry. So is my dog. There's just salt everywhere and nothing else. Not great. Wanna make a guess? Anything of value upstairs? Flip-flops. Nice find. Fire station it is then. I'm just gonna quickly leave that food in the car. And these two books also. Alright. Would I be able to access it from, like, this direction? I probably should, right? But first, the shed. You can hop the fence, but it's a high one. And a rubber hose. Like, book-wise, it's not bad. Oh, hello. I can use the high fence in my to my advantage, right? I do have 2 carved spears back in the car, which actually sounds like a perfect solution for this situation. Hold on. Or do I? I think I've seen them somewhere. Do the magic trick again? Hocus pocus, there is pizza on your focus. Now the magic trick is there are unwanted trespassers. Abracadaver. Now the problem with this is I don't have really, like, my maintenance is really low, so these spears won't last long. But this is like the safest. The safest way to fight them, though they are not as stupid as they used to be, because they are actually trying to bypass the... Really awkward. I think it doesn't really do too well with figuring out the angles. It's better than nothing, though. It's not bad. I wonder what's inside, because the inside can be really dangerous, but the outside so far, at least in my vision cone, is not really that bad. Oh, the spear broke. Oh, come on! This is so stupid sometimes. I'm exhausted, by the way. Shouldn't be fighting anymore. This one and I'm done. I'm gonna cook some macaroni. Open the door! Open the door! -1. Macaroni pepper. It would be nice to have something to add to that macaroni, you know? Like, I don't know, maybe some meatballs. Is this free real estate? Open up. It's gonna be a disgusting meal. It's just gonna be plain pasta with nothing else in it. I think there was some salt. Yeah, a bit better. If I could find maybe, I don't know, a tomato or an onion. You know, like at least something. Half a vegetable. A cockroach. So I don't have peas. The peas were left back over there. Well, you know, in the end, a cockroach is meat, isn't it? Can I add it, by the way? I can't even add it. Lol. Not bad for fishing, true. That's very true. Yo, guys, I can barely move. And there are still zombies coming. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. What was that noise? Screenshot. My PC doesn't make noises when I take screenshots. Depends. Okay, I just wanted to get a tiny bit of rest. Oh, that's a lady from the fire station, look. Go away. I just want to eat pasta with nothing. And these guys just won't let me. I don't like the firefighter pants. I prefer leather where possible. Besides, those had a hole, so not great. But if I find sacrilege, sacrilege, it's actually when I was playing EVE Online, one of Amar heavy assault cruisers was called Sacrilege, and it was probably one of my favorite ships to play. I need something to start a fire with. Automobile Monthly will probably do the trick. I was actually, speaking of EVE Online, I was recently checking my account. And oh, are you serious? Are you serious now? Right when I started to cook my pasta, there's a literal helicopter. You know what? I'm unfazed by it. Anyways, I recently checked my account and I was surprised how much skill points that account has. When I was doing like some very basic online research, I could probably sell it for downsize it. There's no point in you paying for nitro, but if you like downscale it, then it should be fine. Or we can do it later. I don't want to get distracted. So, just finishing what I was saying. I was checking that account is probably worth up to 8,000 euros. The thing is, you're not allowed to... You're not allowed to sell it. Doesn't really make a difference, but that's the equivalent value. I would love to sell it, by the way. But I can't. Good evening. Or if I was the head coach of Aston Villa, I would say good evening. Yeah, you logged in just on time, indeed. Yeah, there's a helicopter flying. I didn't call it, it just came. I guess I'll just sit down, relax, and don't worry about it. Whoa. It's the best strategy. Especially that I am super sad and I need to read something to get my mood up. How is my game going? I crossed 8,000 kills. Not bad. The plan right now is to get into the Ekron fire station. I am almost there. And once I get up to the fire station, I should be able to hop to the community center afterwards. So considering it's 9:30 and there is still a good 60 to 90 minutes ahead of us, it's all perfectly manageable within this stream. And I am no longer sad. I was sad. I read legalities of taxation. Get this. I was sad. I read legalities of taxation and I am no longer sad. After reading this book, like I should be borderline suicidal. He might be German. I saw this great clip the other day about digitalization in German. Oh, somebody's knocking on the door. Hold on, let me get the door. About digitalization of German like public services, and there was this lady explaining the process, and the process was basically they had some documents which were you know, like digitally stored on a computer, and what she was expecting, and this is a true story, I'm not joking. what she was expected to do is to print out a copy of that document, right? Step 1. And then once she gets the printout, she was expected to... Oh, come on. She was expected to take that printed out copy, scan it, and then she was able to upload it to some sort of a, like, server to store these documents. So essentially, she got a digital document, which she needed to print out, and once it was printed out, she was supposed to scan it to digitalize this document, and then to upload. Okay, this is becoming a bit scary, not gonna lie. What in the... Jesus, Mary and Joseph. This is my car, guys. Yo, I'm not... This is bad. This is called snafu. This is absolutely a snafu type situation. Oh, that's not great. Oh, that's bad. I cornered myself into a tall fence. I don't want it. Well, you know, the thing is, I can still outrun them for a while, but it's sprinter season now, so... like very soon, these are no longer gonna be shamblers, they're gonna be sprinters. So I think I'm gonna dash for the car and see if I can start it real quick. And just bail. What in the world? Where did these zombies came from? They're everywhere. What the hell? Okay, guys, change of plans. I don't think I'm gonna be going to the... See, another meta event. I don't think I'm gonna be going to the fire station anytime soon. But at least my pea farm is safe. It's very important not to panic. So whenever you're put in a situation that seems to be really difficult, don't panic. There are always options. There are always solutions, you know. Look at this. I'm gonna have a lovely evening eating peas and reading a book. Or a magazine. Something. Reading something. It's just gonna put a dent in my plan. Because the plan was slightly different. And I'm gonna have mac and cheese in the morning for breakfast. I wonder what they did so that right now you don't have these animations when sitting down. Are those sewing Kit Kat? No, they're not. No, they're not. Though they do look like it. But they are like typical supermarket cookies. And it's basically a soft cookie with a bit of chocolate on the other side, like at the bottom, and it's filled with jelly inside. Now, I am a huge sucker for like soft cookies with jelly, and these have chocolate. It's amazing. What do I think of a new update? That's a good question. If you want to know my opinion, I don't really care that much about it, and that's because the update didn't break my save. So I'm happy that's the case. I think the fact that you're able to now spawn in all the cities is also like a good general direction. Then again, it was something that, you know, it took modders like 17 seconds to solve. I wasn't reading through the patch notes, so I don't know exactly what has changed or what were the major game-changing things. So you can fill me in, actually. They need to fix the tow mechanic. Yeah, so the towing is still broken. So that's also my thoughts. It's visibly, it has become like visibly more frequent with the updates. So we used to get like an update once every 6 weeks. 8 weeks even. Now it feels like there is a release every 3 weeks or so. Which hold on, let me pause here for a moment, because I think it's actually an interesting thing, because you have to keep in mind that lots of people I did make a kind of a clickbaity video about it a little bit, but you have to keep in mind that pretty much the core of the staff at Indie Stone changed. Especially people around game design, project management. These are all new people, right? So the fact that now we are getting more frequent updates might be a direct outcome of the fact that they changed their internal structure. So they used to have this, we're not going to communicate anything. We're not going to give you a heads up. We're just going to pop up those updates once in a while and like deal with it. This time around, they are also doing it, but there was at least one attempt to do some sort of a preemptive communication about an update being released. Granted, the communication was like 15 minutes before the patch release. Still, it was in advance. I think the comms were like, shortly we are going to be releasing a new update, blah blah blah. Before you could read through the whole message, the update was already live. But it was a, you know, it was a step in the right direction. I would much rather for Indie Stone to do less frequent updates, but bigger ones. And honestly speaking, like, I would love to get a stable version of the game, okay? I mean, it's almost May. I mean, when we had these discussions on stream back in November, I was willing to bet my money on, you know, Indie Stone releasing multiplayer before Christmas, because that's literally the best time to release the multiplayer, and it, you guys probably remember, but it went viral. Like, my most active month on YouTube ever was when Unstable multiplayer was released, and that's because everyone wanted to like switch from build 41 to build 42, and they started looking for tutorials. So I had like insane. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I had more views than I would normally have on my videos. And then, you know, like I was saying, we're gonna get a a multiplayer unstable for Christmas, so everybody gets hyped up, and then maximum 2 further updates, maybe 3, because the unstable release was kind of like a beta testing of the multiplayer. Then we're gonna get a big first patch after the first findings, which is going to be fixing all the bugs that you know, the player and the player community find. Then there would be a second release, which would be tweaking everything that was broken with that initial patching phase. And then the third major update would be the stable version of the game. We've had 5 game builds since unstable multiplayer dropped. And I don't feel we are anywhere closer to getting a stable multiplayer. And in the meantime, you have modders who are able to completely overhaul the game, add dialogues, missions, quest items, freaking area of effect, and like area-related events, like without a budget. So I was a big, like, I was a huge defender of Indie Stone because I think in general the game is great. It's very playable, and look, I have 1,500 hours in it, and I've paid $15 for it, which essentially means that I've paid 1 cent per hour of entertainment. Like, you cannot have a better money to fun coefficient than with Project Zomboid. But recently, when I started playing the Ark, it really opened up my eyes. In a sense that, I mean, if you know, like, modders are able to figure these things out, why the hell aren't game developers with sustainable inflow of, you know, game revenue? Why are they not able to, you know, nail these things out? So yeah, I am kind of on the fence right now. I still love Project Zomboid. I think it's safe to say it's my favorite game of all time. But I am a bit disappointed with progress, you might say. And that's something that sounds very corporate. The project is not on schedule. Now that's actually, hiring modders is actually an interesting that you've mentioned, because there are some game developers who really either like to closely cooperate with modders or even bring them on teams. I think Paradox is known for that. They embrace the modding community. They really appreciate the modding community. Not sure about Indie Stone because, like, I don't have enough inside information. I mean, I don't have any inside information. Like, so I can just judge based on whatever are, like, the trending discussions on Reddit. But I think Indie Stone could definitely, and low-key I think they do. And even if they don't contact the modders directly, I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that whenever somebody releases a mod that adds a significant feature to the game, that they are not reverse engineering the code just to understand how it was done. Hold on, guys. Let me catch up. The modder who made the Ark, for example, is a genius. Yeah, Slayer. The same person that's behind the Week 1 mod, right? So it shows how all the different things you can do. And okay, he got some heat today for using, you know, AI generated art for the purpose of the mod, but honestly, like, the guy added dialogues. I mean, are you expecting for a modder that only gets paid through Ko-Fi to hire voice actors? I don't think so. or like a music composer. Mm-mm. So that's there was a I posted on Discord earlier this morning. So I tend to, like, when I wake up in the morning and I take my dogs for a walk, I do have like a couple of minutes before work starts. So I'm, you guys know I'm Polish, right? I'm based in Warsaw. But I essentially work for UK. So my boss, my entire team that I cooperate with on a daily basis, they are all in London. So there's a 1 hour time difference between us. And I tend to wake up early in the morning, and my habit was always to wake up in the morning, just, you know, get things done, like feed my dogs, take them out for a walk, and then immediately sit down and work. So I usually was starting my working day around 8:15, which is actually 7:15 in the morning in the UK. So when I was starting earlier, the guys in the UK, they usually work till 5:30 their time, which means I was starting like 8:15, but normally was finishing after 6, which was effectively making my working days usually 10 hours. And I recently stopped doing that, so whenever I wake up in the morning and you know, I like handle all my private stuff and have some time, I wouldn't be logging into my work immediately, but I would just, you know, boot up my PC, and I would go over Reddit, I would catch up on comments on my videos, I would like say hello in the Discord, and if like somebody's online, then maybe sometimes have a quick discussion. And I posted this morning a whole thread on Reddit where people were just unloading on Slayer because of the usage of like AI generated components in his mods. And I understand you can be anti-AI. Me personally, I used to be very pro-AI. My perspective changed 180 degrees over the last 12 months. I became pretty negative towards AI. But I still see instances where AI can like be helpful. And okay, one might say, oh, the arc, the music is AI generated, but I like the music. It's AI generated, but it fits the theme of the mod. It adds, you know, depth. It plays in very specific moments that kind of make the whole narrative flow better. And I always like to say that one of the worst things in life, and let me know if you agree, but I like to say that one of the worst things in life is that you don't have a soundtrack. And imagine the arc without sound, without the music. It would still be great, but it would lose that certain like extra layer which immerses you more in the general like atmosphere. So there is good AI and there is bad AI. Okay, like I use this example in the Discord. Ballerina cappuccina and tralalero tralala, that's not good use of AI resources, okay? That's just waste of water, energy, and brain power. But there is also good uses of AI. Now, some of you might disagree with me, but I love the I love the Lego videos that are the Iranian propaganda. I mean, that shit is funny, and like, feel free to roast me for that. But whenever they drop a new one, I actually always watch, and they're really funny. Thank you, Achilles, for the clips. I'm gonna check them after the stream. I don't wanna, you know, get out of the flow. And again, there is also, like, if we're into the AI discussion, there is AI and there is AI, okay? So AI is essentially a tool, and I think a smart person said that some time ago. It's not something that I came up with. It must have popped up in some sort of an online discussion, like a video I've seen. But AI is a tool which should not be given to the general public. So what happened with the general generative intelligence was that, you know, they tried to release the large language models to the public to, like, start monetizing that technology. We, as, like, general, like, random human beings, we don't necessarily need Gen AI. But, you know, the applications of AI in science, in medicine, but not stupid AI, which you're gonna give it, like, a set of data and it's just gonna come up with, like, random results, but real good, targeted, professionally built models for a specific purpose. I mean, that's a huge advancement, okay? So again, it's a tool. If you gonna have a chainsaw, you're not gonna give it to your 11-year-old son who has anger management issues, right? You're gonna give it to people who are expected to maintain the forest. The chainsaw itself is not bad. It's just how you use it and who you give it to. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you think. Ha! I was faster than you this time. Let me catch up because I see the chat is on fire now and I am not able to follow while playing. For smaller modders, I think it's okay if it's clearly communicated, otherwise they don't have the resource for it. Yeah, I totally agree. In the X4 game, the developers said, we don't have the manpower or the budget to voice all the NPCs, but we know this has been a long request from the community, so again, like, that's fair if you just communicate. Sandow! What's up? Long time. You gotta hop onto Discord. I mean, like, we miss you there. Yeah, and Blight, a great example. Like, breast cancer detection. Like, any any practical application in medicine is amazing. Yeah, and Achilles, you hit the nail on the head there. I did use 11 Labs to narrate parts of one of the stories that I've kept on my channel, and it was extremely easy to do. It was free because, like, I just needed a few lines here and there, so I didn't need to pay a single dollar for that. And it was extremely convenient. And I was able to create an intro with, like, a, you know, like a narrative layer with some background to the story and world building. And, like, why shouldn't you be able to do that? I hope you will be. But, like, take as much time as you need, right? Whether that's for work, pleasure, or mental health. If like, any of you needs to take a break, please do. I did take a break myself, as you know. I became much less active on the channel. I was not posting anything. I was barely there on Discord. And that's because I just simply burned out a bit and I needed some time off. Like, people tend to think that it's a hobby, it's nice, it's playing video games and stuff. It is, but, you know, it's also, to some extent, like work. You need to have mental capacity to focus on it. Otherwise, you're just not going to deliver good quality. And if you're not going to deliver good quality, don't deliver anything, because you're just wasting people's time. Yeah, and Blight, I totally agree. If you are a developer that has the budget, and yet you make a conscious decision to say fire your artists to replace them with language models or Gen AI, that's just a horrible thing to do. Luckily, I've seen this is actually becoming quite popular recently, at least in my feed on Instagram. I am seeing more and more reels making fun of the cost behind AI language models. And there was like, like a year ago, everybody was saying, oh, we are going to cut costs by introducing AI and automation and stuff. And right now I am seeing more and more Instagram reels saying we are going to cut costs and make significant improvements to our budgets by getting rid of expensive AI models and hiring junior developers. That shit is so funny. And it's, frankly speaking, we are not far away from that, because all the AI technology that's currently used in business, it's extremely cheap still, because most of the AI language large language models, they are still running with a significant loss, right? So if you have a model that is using up tons of resources and you're charging barely any money for it, you are essentially creating you're creating a system in which the supplier of that solution is losing money constantly. And not a single company can survive without making money for an extensive period of time. So at some point, the cost of using tokens and large language models is going to go up. And if your dependency on those large language models, especially in business, is going to grow, you're either going to be forced to pay extra for the ability to run your models, or you will need to find an alternative solution which is more cost effective. So we could see within the next 5 years a trend where there's gonna be actual people replacing AI, because AI will become too expensive. It's not gonna be cost efficient, and it's gonna be much more cost efficient to hire a junior developer in India. So interesting times ahead, that's for sure. But look, OpenAI is going public this year, right? It's supposed to be the largest IPO ever. They wouldn't be going public if they weren't in significant financial trouble, because you're going public for a single purpose alone. You're going public to collect money. There is no incentive in being a publicly traded company beyond the fact that you are able to constantly secure additional funding. I would totally see that as a full circle at some point, or at least half a circle. But because if you own a company, right, and you're a privately owned company, the whole decision making is with the people who are the owners, right? And if you go public, the decision making is with the shareholders. So you no longer are the dominating voice in decision making. You have to appease the shareholders. Plus you have to report on a quarterly basis, audit. There are tons of unnecessary complications with going public. So you're only going public if you really need to. Well, Amazon was not profitable for years, but they went public. They destroyed their entire competition, and then finally they started making money. I said for over an extensive period of time. So extensive period of time. Can be 5 years, can be 10 years, can be 20 years. It all depends on how much funding you're able to secure before you actually make a profit. I mean, Uber was also losing tons of money over years. How did they grow? Through stock and private investment, right? Okay, yes, but in a sense, in this particular example, okay, because I think it's also relevant, and guys, feel free to disagree with me, or if like also educate me. I'm not saying that I know everything, but if you're owning the keys to the most world-changing technology, shouldn't you be fine without needing to go public? I'm just saying, like, there should be queues in front of, you know, the OpenAI's offices every single day for people willing to throw money at them. And yet they are now forced to go public to secure funding. So, look, it's just my assumption. I might be wrong. But I just think that going public is a cash grab, which they need to do, otherwise they will not survive. I need to cut my beard and hair. I am filthy. Do I have scissors? I don't think I do. I need to find scissors to trim my beard. Yeah, I think there was this concept that was born, I think, like 12 months ago, or at least it was widely discussed, which was called sovereign AI. That at some point in the not so distant future, countries are actually going to build their own AI models on their own like algorithms and within their own state-owned data centers. Then again, realistically, are you guys using AI? Because I stopped. The only time I am now using AI is when I need to figure out how to do something in Jira that I don't know. I tend to consult Gemini just to like organize the available knowledge which is online, because going through Jira support forums is tiresome. I painted my filthy beard and hair in white. That's actually a great idea. I am halfway into Santa mode at this stage. And how do you run a model locally if that's not a secret? Okay, I'm gonna go check out the community center now, because I'm having a feeling most of these zombies may be migrated to different areas. Let's see if my assumption is accurate. There are a few outside. I should kill the engine, right? So it doesn't attract anyone. Almost inside, guys. I wonder how many there are inside. Ooh. Victory cigar. And I forgot to drink again. Now let's see what's the situation. But I'm gonna again catch up. You download, for example, automatic model and then model site. Okay. Yeah, it's still too complex for me. I wouldn't be able to do that. Your graphics card costs more than my entire setup. Yikes. I do have the mask on. Yeah. For the purpose of getting inside, I wanted to wear it. Hello. Whoops, sorry. Started to get a bit laggy for some reason. I'm not sure why. If the game is getting laggy, it can only mean one thing, right? Lots and lots of company. Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to be mindful of the... I mean, I could also be running out of disk space. Because the thing is, when you stream, it also... Oh shit. that was crazy. When you stream, it also automatically saves the content. And I'm not sure how much free disk space I had, considering I've been doing lots and lots of recording recently. But I think it's the zombies. I don't think it's the disk space. That would be shocking. Oh, look! This one looked dead. And then all of a sudden it started moving. Look, a chewing gum. Another meta event. I mean, this is not a... Whoa. Okay, so it's gonna draw them away towards west. Interesting. Now, if I had more ammo, I could maybe... Check this out! So this is why it was lagging. Yo! Okay, guys, I think fire station is gonna be a bit of a challenge. That's why it was lagging so much. Yeah, okay, I take it back. I mean, this difficulty level is pretty insane. All in all, there's just like... There's just so many of them. Why am I drenched? What's causing it? Yo, they're everywhere. What the hell? I've been here, I cleared this area. Is there some sort of a... See, again, this is my first time playing the Extinction, but is there something that like causes the respawn rate to just go up and up? Because it just starts to feel crazy. Nothing here. Laughs in high zombie respawns. Exactly. I mean, this is... The numbers are crazy. Now I'm starting to think if I would go back to Echo Creek, to my basement, what would I find there? You were checking that. Okay. So that's probably it. I mean, you know, I guess the concept of this is to not survive, right? And essentially just die at some point. I mean, this game after all is about dying. Oh shit, I forgot to check the poll. Oh, so it's interesting. There is 19 votes and there's just one person, there's one vote that's no, two votes that know about this stream. So basically there was this incredibly viral stream that was happening in Poland. Like a YouTuber, pretty big, but by no means like the biggest one in the country. He ran a 9-day non-stop charity stream to collect money for cancer fighting charity for kids, and they collected like $62 million overall, and they just smashed Mr. Beast's record for the most profitable charitable stream in the history of like streams. And it became pretty viral all over the internet, including some like international celebrities getting involved. Like, just as an example, I've seen the singer from Coldplay chipping in. So I just wanted to see if this was viral, but only in my bubble because like I am Polish, or was it viral because it was viral, and it seems it was more in our bubble. Still, beating Mr. Beast's record is probably not bad. But anyways, if you are telling me that that the zombie respawn is going to be a problem, this is going to be a problem also for my machine, because it's going to start lagging more and more. If you're not going to be killed by the zombies, you're going to be killed by the lag. Essentially, you're cooked. Yeah, it was really nice all in all. Obviously, it became so viral that like after 4 or 5 days, everybody wanted to be involved. So you've had pretty much all the celebrities doing everything they can to get on stream. You've started to have brands charity washing, and you know, sending donations and stuff, which is, you know, all for a good reason. Like, yeah, but when it comes to charities and stuff, there's always this. I'm kind of you might call me very pessimistic, but I am always mindful of, you know, what's in it for the person that does it. And I know that the streamer, like, he had very legit interests, very very sincere. But when there's like folks who are starting to join and like companies that start to chip in, it's usually just riding the popularity wave more than oh, hello. Did not mean to interrupt whatever you were doing, just wanted to check out the basement. But still, in the end, you know, cancer fighting got a huge financial boost. Then still, one might say that the money they collected is enough to sustain cancer fighting for like 16 hours nationwide, because the costs are just so immense. A brand new crowbar. Lovely. Yeah, exactly. I'm fine with people doing charity even for the purpose of just, you know, like making them look better, because in the end there is an actual positive outcome. Though the longer I play this this game mode, the more and more convinced I am that the best way to play it is actually a wilderness run. You know what I mean? You just casually move out. Ooh, apologies. You just chill, relax, don't worry about anything. You're not affected by the lag, because you're so far away from civilization, there's nothing that's gonna bother you. Probably the last thing you want to do is get your ass into city centers of large towns. Which is exactly what I'm doing. Have I ever done a caveman run? Sometimes I don't shave for a few days. But that's the only thing I ever do. Anywhere close to doing a caveman run. And I don't shower. Right, baby? Hmm? She doesn't want to talk about it. I know what you mean. I was just trying to make a semi-funny joke. No, I've never done a full wilderness run. I wouldn't even know how to really approach it. And just a thought of leveling up all those, like, crafting skills without any books. Ugh, I just cringe. You know, there's so many of them. They're, like, everywhere. Shouldn't it stop at some point? The respawn, I mean. Or is it just like endless respawn? So I clear an area and then 2 weeks later I have to clear an area and then 2 weeks later you get the point. With the napping, carving, and foraging upgrades. Yeah, I can imagine, though there are still some things that you're basically kind of locked. I think nails are a bottleneck. Because, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm not, but correct me if I'm wrong. In order to get nails, you essentially have to... Well, you have to reach blacksmithing. To make your own nails. Okay, one might ask a question, why would you need nails in a wilderness run? But if you would like to build something that's not like a tent, but more like a real house, then you're cooked essentially. No nails. Oh, my fish rot. No. I forgot I left some food here. Oh, and here's my Pancho the dog. See, I've stayed in this house for a while and I forgot I had it. Yeah, and for traps. Indeed. Yeah, for traps as well. So what? If you don't have nails, you can only use stick traps and snare traps. Because you're not gonna make a cage trap or a box trap. Yeah, you can go with masonry, but you would need to have ways of finding clay. So in your wilderness run, you would have to be somewhere near a significantly sized body of water, unless you want to rely purely on foraging for clay, but I'm not sure that's... I wouldn't have the patience for that. You can find clay easily. Did they change the spawn rate? Because it used to be super like low and take a long time to like forage enough clay. Which, like, realistically is really stupid, because what is clay? Clay is basically just sand mixed with water. Okay, so it might have changed. Which is actually good, because it should change. I just checked. There is 21 of us. Such a lovely number. And there's only 10 likes under the stream, guys. I'm speechless. Yo, the game is really laggy. This is gonna be a problem. Level 10 in 20 days. I mean, for foraging, leveling up foraging is extremely easy. I mean, foraging is an amazing skill. The gaslighting. Such a horrible thing to do, right? Sand is a curse. Unless you find like a field that has sand. No. You know what? Hold on. I don't think I have a knife. Actually gonna take one. Imagine you're doing a wilderness run. You live in a forest, and one of the most rare commodities that you can find is like sand. Like, make sense of that. Like, my wife is sitting next to me and she's always listening with one ear, and even she I'm not talking to you anymore then. What's this? Why am I soaking like wet? Is it because I'm wearing so much clothes and it's 30 degrees Celsius? And yeah, she could potentially join you. I wish she would. I have something very special in mind, but I'm not gonna be mentioning that yet because we need to agree on all the relevant details. And when I will be ready to announce that, I'm gonna announce it. Okay? Any particular expectation on when we're gonna do that? Okay. Okay. My wife doesn't get mad at me. We have a very open and friendly relationship in a sense that we, apart from the fact that we're married, we're like legit best friends. I am incredibly lucky, and I will always say that. I mean, I have no idea what she sees in me, but like it's amazing. Not exactly that. But let me just say, look, I'm gonna announce it when I'm ready to announce it. For now, I've ceased any extra projects, and I am investing 100% of my spare time into finishing up the Ark series. By the looks of it, it's probably gonna be a long series. Just judging on like by where I am right now in the story and how much is still ahead of me. And once I'm done with that, we're gonna be doing different things. But anyways, when the time comes, the time comes. How was my concert? I would say 6 out of 10. Maybe 7 out of 10. It was fine. The lighting was amazing. But audio was so-so. First of all, the guy is not... He didn't... I didn't have a feeling he's like a top-tier vocalist. So... You could kind of feel that there is a different vibe when it's a studio version of the song and like when there's the live version, and the sound in the sound in the arena wasn't perfect as well. But I had fun. I mean, I had the opportunity to see like a globally renowned artist still, so you know it's always nice. And if I could turn back time, like I would still go. It was definitely worth it, but it wasn't mind-blowing. So, not sure if you get what I'm trying to say. You're like you're all like Marvel movies ending. Miss Gertrix will return. She will for sure. For sure she will. What's the camping culture in Poland? Very popular. Very popular. We have lots of campgrounds. It's also quite popular to camp like in the wild, basically. It's what we used to do, my wife and I. 2 years ago when I was unemployed, so obviously I had tons of time. And since my wife is kind of self-employed, right? So she works when she schedules her work. Whenever we wanted to go for camping and stuff, we would just figure out, okay, on a random Wednesday, okay, we are packing the dogs, we are packing the tent, and we have this like specific spot that we tend to go to every single time, and we would just camp. And it's quite popular. Like on weekends, that spot that we found, it wasn't uncommon to see like a car or 2 cars in a like vicinity also camping. Reminds me of my Black Keys concert. Audio was really bad. So that's an issue with concerts, right? If you're in an arena that is not designed for concerts, it sometimes might feel like a waste of money. Yes, it's legally it is legal. It's not illegal. So it's illegal if you're doing it in like nature reserves and stuff. But essentially, if you're not doing it on someone's property, then you should basically be okay. I mean, obviously, you know, don't litter, don't disturb peace and stuff like that. But nobody's gonna be like doing problems, like giving you a hard time for like camping. Ah, no. Yeah, I completely stopped paying attention to my tobacco levels in my blood. No, we actually do have to worry about forest fires. And we do have to worry a lot about forest fires. Unfortunately, over the past couple of years, the droughts have been pretty crazy. We have this cool spot next to a river, which is like about an hour and a half drive from... Hold on, my headphones got disconnected again. One sec. Okay, should be good now. So it's like an hour and a half drive And it's a cool place, yeah. There are wolves, but they are quite uncommon. So I've never seen a wolf in the wild. Never. You just have to make sure to go camping with an uncle from a police station. Yeah. I'm gonna try and get some more sleep. But I really like camping, you know, like setting up a fire, cooking some food over the fire. One of the nicest thing to do is when you wake up early. You know, when it's summertime, the sunrise is quite early. You see all the like mist that's collected on the grass and all the like plant like wildlife, like plants and stuff. And I usually wake up as a the first one, right? My wife likes to sleep long, so I usually wake up as the first one, and I would light the fire, and then I would be brewing like Turkish style coffee. So we have this tiny little like brewing thingy for the coffee, and on this like very little fire you brew this coffee, and it tastes completely different than the normal coffee you would drink. It's nice, yeah, it's nice. I've never encountered wolves. I did have an encounter with a bear, but not in Poland, but when I was in Yellowstone 20 plus years ago. And it wasn't like a face to face, we just like seen it. Where am I going? I just started going for no reason at all. Yeah, I wrestled it, of course. I am extremely hungry. I should eat something. I guess over here. Ah, I made the turn. I wouldn't last 15 seconds in the ring. I have the concept of fist fighting like doesn't whoa. It doesn't really like exist in my mind. I don't know how to. I thought it was too late for sprinters. That caught me a bit off guard. I actually have my door open. Like, why is there so many of them everywhere? Like everywhere, every direction. I mean, this is becoming like unpleasant. It was fun, and now it's starting to reach a point where it's becoming frustrating. I mean, I guess that's how it... I mean, and look at this. This is ridiculous. I mean, I've been here like 3 days ago. What the hell? Yeah, it is Extinction, yeah. Like, I can understand it's supposed to be challenging, but this is like just becoming ridiculous. I mean, it's literally getting to a point where the game is starting to be really laggy. Time to start a wilderness run. I would probably be bored as hell after maximum 2 streams. I have to thin out these numbers because otherwise it's just gonna be unplayable. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on stream also, but it's not as smooth as it used to be. It starts to like be really choppy. Really laggy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something stupid because this is just becoming. Let's see how many I can kill. How do you manage the fact that, you know, you lose sharpness on the axe head? I mean, axe was amazing in build 42. I mean, in build 41. In 42, the fact that, you know, the handle has a separate condition counter and the head gets dull, I think it became a bit less effective. Is that all of them? What the hell is going on? Like, really? Okay. I think I'm ready to die, guys. I mean, this stopped being funny. The gun jammed? Oh, Jesus. Horrible shooter. I'm much better with my character in the Ark, but the guy is a veteran with some extra buffs to firearms. And this Brian here, he never fired a gun in his entire life, so it was his first time. Where's my pipe bomb? Guys, what is this? This is ridiculous. This is just stupid. LOL. It's pretty amazing that this car is still functional. I want to make a big... Yeah, there's so many of them. I just want to throw my... I just want to throw the pipe bomb and see how many I can kill. I just need to figure out a way to group them appropriately. Amount of zombies I cleared in a second. Yeah, I remember. Imhotep. Imhotep. I'm trying to group them. Oh, look at my car! I think I'm gonna try and... the bombs don't damage cars, right? I'll see if I can like walk around it and maybe more will come towards the car and there's gonna be like a nice group that I can... My gas mask already wore out. Generally speaking, I would not recommend the Extinction mode for anyone that doesn't have at least 500 hours in this game. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's see what happens. That explosion was definitely underwhelming. I was hoping for something better. I don't know my way around this fire station. This is so stupid. I gotta find like a decent way to die. I think I'm dying of dehydration right now. Or maybe I will die of dehydration, or I just contracted the airborne strain of the virus. look at them pouring through the window. Oh shit! Go into the center. Yes, that's a great idea. I will be able to tick the box, right? That I've actually managed to do that. The problem is, ew, I'm unstoppable. I gotta lose the ballast. There must be at least 300 to 400. Easy. How am I still alive? That's a great question. I'm gonna die very soon because I'm definitely... Yeah, I'm dying of thirst. So it's not gonna be... It's gonna be basically just dehydration. I might as well think about jumping out of a window. I won't let them get me alive. So you see, large groups of zombies, you can still navigate them if you know how to move around and like if you're nimble enough. Do you think I would die if I just jumped from the second floor? Let's see. I want to test it. I want to see if I'm actually going to die. It was fun, but this is just too much. There's really no point. Here goes nothing. Yep, I killed myself. No, I haven't. Shit, I am still alive. I can't even die. Jumping out of a window. Now the issue is I don't have a flashlight now, so I think this is the stairs. These are the stairs. Okay, I was able to find my way around. Hey, wait your turn. Okay, now it's gonna work. There we go. Oh, it was a fun playthrough. It was a fun playthrough. I think I've got a fairly good idea now about the difficulties of Extinction. Honestly, I cannot even imagine how difficult it must be with Extinction now having sprinters also during daytime. Like, probably unmanageable unless you're some sort of a half man, half machine type thing. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. It was fun, but I am ready to start something new because this reached a point where it was no longer fun. Guys, maybe you let me know what should be the theme of the next run. There is definitely idea about wilderness, but if you have ideas, like, hop onto the Discord, let's chat, let's figure something out. Open to suggestions. Like, everything is on the table. But guys, anyways, if you haven't seen the arc, go check it out because it's amazing. I mean, the mod, not the series. The series is cool, but the mod is amazing. And I think I'll see you Thursday then. Yeah. There's nothing planned. I'll see you Thursday then. Sightseeing tour in an RV. I would need to add RVs. Signing off. Have a great rest of your evening, or have a great day, depending on where you are. I'll be back on Thursday, and a new episode drops tomorrow, by the way. Thank you for accompanying me tonight.